So finding reclined rest here. So lying on your back, knees are up. Constructive rest looks like the knees together. The feet are a little wider than hip distance so that you're not using the hip flexors to hold the legs. So you should feel pretty relaxed here. You can take one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. We're just going to gather our energy because sometimes we start our practice and we're everywhere else. So let's pull it back. Close the eyes even, just to cut off that external. Just notice your natural breath right now. Probably pretty shallow. That's pretty normal. We've not done much. Let's take it a little deeper. So begin to deepen your inhales. That will naturally lengthen your exhales. I want you to also notice if you can contract the back of the throat and create Ujjayi breath, which is that kind of ocean sound in the back of the throat. So as you inhale and exhale through the nose, you should begin to hear this sound, feel that contraction. As we begin to stimulate the vagus nerve, triggering our rest and digest, that side of the nervous system. So lying here, you can take your hands to the rib cage and you can kind of feel where it meets in the middle. Take a deep breath in. Feel it expand, feel the belly drop a little towards the spine, and as you exhale, feel the rib cage narrow. So just keep doing that. Even take a pause at the bottom of the inhale. So we're just opening the intercostal muscles along the rib cage here. One more deep breath like that. And exhale. So from this space, begin to bring the feet just hip width apart. The knees will be facing up. We're just going to take and pull the right knee into the chest. So just give it a little hug. Let everything kind of soften. Create some space there for the thigh to come up towards the belly. So maybe as you exhale, you extend that left leg long on your mat. So here, hold on to this right knee with the right hand and just let it fall down towards the side. So it's falling towards the ground a little. Letting the hip open a little to the side. Take an inhale, pull it back up towards its center. Create that space again. Pull the left knee in towards the chest as well. Hold it in. Take a deep breath. Create space, and then as you exhale, just take that right leg and extend it long on the mat. So using the mind to soften certain muscle groups, feel if you're feeling tightness. See if you can use the mind to soften that. Next exhale, left hand holds onto left knee. Just let it soften out towards the left here. And use an inhale and just slowly pull it back in towards center. you exhale, soften in here towards the middle. Pull the right knee in to meet the left. Give them both a little hug. We're going to take Viparina Karate, so extend both legs up towards the ceiling, so you'll have a 90-degree at the hips, like in the waist here. So just holding here for a moment. Spread the toes, point the toes, just kind of moving and opening the backs of the legs here. Even gently turn the head left and right. Find center, pull both knees in. This time holding on to each knee, just let each knee fall out towards the side. So it's kind of like a happy baby, but we're not going to hold the feet, just the knees. Breathe in, let both soles of the feet come down to the mat. We're going to take some bridges here. We're going to take a full part pelvic tilt here. So here we inhale, the tailbone pushes down into the mat and it creates a little arch in the low back. As you exhale, flatten the low back down onto the mat. Use your inhale to lift the tailbone all the way up. Lift the hips. Use your whole exhale to roll the spine all the way back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Your inhale pushes the tailbone into the mat. Low back arches. As you exhale, flatten that. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, lift all the way up. And exhale, soften down slowly. Inhale, push the tailbone down. Exhale, flatten the low back. Inhale, rise. This one we're going to hold for a moment. So pushing into the soles of the feet. You can even kind of walk the shoulder blades in towards each other, maybe clasping the hands underneath behind the back. Lift the heart a little higher. Lift the chin a little so that you can still have some space in the throat. One more breath here. And as you exhale, walk the shoulder blades apart, roll it back down. Beautiful job. Take it and pull the right knee in, maybe reach onto the back of the calf and take an extension of that right leg. You can kind of move the toes here and the ankles, kind of rolling, just seeing what you feel. Next inhale, pull the head towards the knee and the knee towards the head, and then extend that left leg long. Bring the head back down to the mat. Soften that right knee. We're going to take it across the body. Be very gentle on this little twist here. Be soft with that left leg. Reach with that right hand. Then we'll make our way back onto our spine. So I want you to take a reclined pigeon. So find figure 4 with that right ankle on the top of that left thigh. Gently pull the thigh towards the chest. You can hold on behind the thigh or onto that left shin, whatever feels good. Take one more breath here. We'll begin to soften that left foot back down. Take and bring the right sole of the foot down. Pull the left knee in. Here you can hold on to the back of the calf. Take an extension of that left leg. Roll the ankle. Take an inhale, head to knee. Take and extend maybe the right leg out long on the mat. Bring the upper back down. Soften the left knee, take it across the body. Look out to the left if you'd like. Take one deep breath. Notice where you're feeling anything. Roll back onto the back of the body. And figure 4, left ankle on top of the right thigh. And then just give that right thigh a little hug in. One more breath here. Begin to bring that right sole of the foot down, and then the left can meet it. Take Supta Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet together, just let the knees just fall out to the side. So as we open the hips, let's open the shoulders a little bit so you can reach the arms up overhead. Find a nice comfortable spot where they can be soft. One more breath here. We'll begin to bring the knees back up. You can use the hands to do that. You can roll to one side as we come up to seated. Now we're going to go ahead and take a boat pose from here. So find a comfortable position, lift the heart. Toes can be touching down. Whenever you're ready, you can lift the toes. One more breath here. And then you can bring the feet down. I'm going to go ahead and slip my socks off here because we're going to be getting a little bit more into our practice. Come up to stand at the top of your mat. Feet are hip distance. Spread the toes, feel the soles of the feet on the mat. Palms face forward as you open the heart. Find your mountain, see your mountain. Smell whatever your mountain air smells like. Let's take an inhale, circle sweep the arms up. As you exhale, forward fold. Take your time, soften the knees, soften the head, the neck, and the shoulders. It's very common to try to keep the head up a little. Just let everything just relax down. Let's work our breath into our movements. So as we inhale, we find a halfway lift. So I want that to be shoulders in line with the hips, crown of the head reaching out and in line with the tailbone. Take a breath here, and as we exhale, soften back into your forward fold. So let's use our breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften in your fold. One more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Let's open with some twists of left hand, find center, right arm reaches up. Maybe that right leg straightens a little. And as you exhale, find your way back into your forward fold. Right hand stays planted, left arm lifts up. Exhale, soften. This time, right arm reaches up. Exhale, soften. Left arm reaches up. We'll do one more each side. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, softens. Take an inhale, circle sweep all the way up to standing. Little baby back bend here, just opening, and as you exhale, hands come down through center. Stop at the heart. Check in with your heartbeat. See if you can feel it. See if you can connect to it. Some really cool things happen in the brain when we can feel our heartbeat. Let's work with our balance for a moment with our candle flame. I'm going to face you for this one. So feet are hip distance apart. We're going to be coming up onto the tippy toes. The first one, you can keep the hands at the heart. Take an inhale, rise up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, soften down. This next rise up, maybe hands rise up as well. Inhale, lift the flame up above the candle. Exhale, soften down. This next one will rise up and we'll hold here. Feeling into the body, see if you can feel the pelvic floor helping to stabilize. Feel all the toes. As you exhale, slowly soften the heels back down, hands to the heart. Let's take our sun salutation. Take an inhale, circle sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to your plank. And then you're lowering down, so hug the elbows in so that they're shaving the side of the body. You can chaturanga, or you can just let each knee just come down, let the hips come down, and then take a little cobra here. And exhale, downward facing dog. Feel the fingertips. Let the fingertips and the whole hand support the wrists here. Take a breath. You can pedal out the feet if you like. I enjoy rocking my hips left and right so that I can open my side body a little bit more. Really getting into the lats here. So from here, settle in for one full breath. Take that walk up towards the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Circle sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands can come to the heart, or you can find your mountain pose. We'll take that again. So inhale, circling the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to your plank. Your lowering down or chaturanga, your upward dog or your cobra, your downward facing dog. Holding here for a few breaths. You can take and come onto the tippy toes and then let the heels soften. You can find stillness or you can find movement. Everyone's body will respond differently to what feels good. So from here, you can take that walk up toward the hands, or you can come up onto the tippy toes and take a little tiny hop. So just softening into the knees, a little hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands coming to the heart or mountain, whichever you'd like. Soften in here. From here, we're going to be stepping back with either foot, doesn't matter. We're taking a wide angle, so as long as you can still face me, feet are going to be parallel to the short sides of your mat. Take an inhale, heart lifts. You can take the hands to the hips, and as you exhale, lead with the heart as you fold forward. Once you're about parallel with the earth, you can then bring the hands down underneath the shoulders. Take a breath in this halfway lift, and then begin to fold in. Elbows are reaching towards the back of the room. You can even take and soften the knee on one side and then the other, just kind of finding what feels good. Take a deep breath in, soften the shoulders. Take an inhale, halfway lifting again. Walk the hands over towards that left foot. Soften a little. Take a walk through center as you make your way over towards that right foot. You can inhale and walk your way back into your center. Take a couple twists here, so left hand stays planted, right arm reaches up. Exhale, right hand comes down, switches with the left. You can let the hips move here too. Feels nice sometimes to open the insides of the thighs. Let's take one more each side. Right arm reaching up. And switching over, left arm reaching up. Finding softness. One more time in your forward fold. Taking an inhale, lifting a little, maybe hands to the hips, come all the way back up, leading with the crown of the head. Come up to stand. We're going to take and turn the heels in towards our goddess. Hands at the heart, sink in. So let's take a little breath with this. Take an inhale, circle, sweeping the arms up, straightening the legs. And as you exhale, sinking down. Maybe the fingertips graze the floor. Take another inhale, rise. And exhale, soften. One more inhale, rise up. Exhale, soften. Fingertips coming down to the ground. From here, maybe the hands come to the ankles. Elbows are pushing towards the insides of the shins and the calves here. So not so much on the knees. You can if you'd like. This gives it a little bit different variation here. One more breath. It's pretty deep opener. Bring the hands to center. Shorten the stance a little. Yogic squat. From here, maybe hands come to the heart. Lift up out of the pelvis. So you can stay here. You can be holding on if your heels are not touching the ground. You can take some little open twists here. So opening the heart, reaching the hands away from each other. Just rock it over to the other side. Reach the right arm out, left arm up. Just noticing what's happening. Bring both hands down into the center. You can stay here or maybe extend both arms up overhead. Feeling the muscles along the spine engaging. Bring the hands down. We're going to lift the hips back into our forward fold so the heels have to rotate out. Drop the head in. So here we have a wider forward fold. Rock the hips just gently left and right. And then we're going to step them back underneath into our just normal forward fold. I'm going up to the top of the mat to complete this. So dropping in here, we're going to step back with the right foot to our low lunge. So staying on the ball of that back toe here. From here, plant that right hand down, left arm reaches up, a little twist here. And as you exhale, left hand comes back down. Slowly drop this right knee. And take in Janyasana, take an inhale, arms reach up, little back bend. Exhale, hands come down. We're going to tuck this right toe under. Just find a little pyramid here. Take an inhale, soften back towards that low lunge. Don't bring the knee down though. And exhale back into pyramid. Let's find a warrior two. So soften that front knee, rotate that back heel in. Inhale, cartwheels the arms up, warrior two. Arms reach out. Feel strong in the legs here. Left knee is pointing out towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Heart is lifted. Let's take and flip that front palm, find a peaceful warrior. So much so that we straighten that left leg. And then we're just going to topple into our triangle. Left hand comes down. Right arm reaches up. Feel the heart opening here. Take a breath. We're going to bring this right hand to the hip. Soften into this front knee. We're going to find our way into our half moon. So you got to kind of push off, slide that back foot, just reach it up. So here the hips are open. We're almost as if stacking the hips. Maybe the right hand reaches up for your half moon. Take a breath. Let's bring that right hand down. Soften this left knee. Extend that right leg up. Left hand behind the calf as you find a standing split. Let's take that right foot and just tap the toe down. Inhale, rise up. Lifting that toe. And then from here, bring the right foot to meet the left on the mat. Soften in, forward fold. Let the head, neck, and shoulders go. Take an inhale, rise all the way up. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Stop in for a moment. Let the hips settle back down. There's a lot of work in that one. Feel what you're feeling. Notice how you feel about the challenges. Breathe. It's all a process here. Take an inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your plank. Your lowering down or chaturanga, your upward dog or your cobra, your downward facing dog. And from here, we get to make our way up to the front. That can be walking or taking that little jump, so coming onto the tippy toes maybe. Belly towards the thighs, little hop forward, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold it in. So we have the other side to do, so the left foot steps back to your low lunge. Take a moment here, let's take an open twist, so left hand plants, right hand reaches up. And exhale, let's let that come back down. Soften that left knee down to the mat, take your time. Feel what's happening in the leg. Untuck the toe in Janyasana. So push into the top of that back foot. Inhale, rise up, little back bend here. But everything is strengthened and supported. As you exhale, hands come down. Pyramid pose. Tuck the back toes as you straighten both legs into your pyramid pose. Let's just feel that again. Take an inhale, find that low lunge. So keep the knee up though. Exhale, pyramid. From here, we're going to be spinning open to our warrior two. Spin that left heel in, rise up through a cartwheel, warrior two. I'm going to switch sides of the mat so that I'm facing you. Warrior two. Really feel the strength in the legs. Take and flip that front palm. Find your peaceful warrior, so much so that you straighten that front knee. Exhale all the way in to your triangle pose. Feel the hips moving. Left arm reaches up. Heart is pushing forward. Imagine there's a wall behind you that you're leaning into and everything is against it. We're going to be finding half moon. This left hand can make its way to the hip. Soften into that front knee. The right hand will come about 6 inches in front of that foot. I'm going to actually have to adjust a little on my mat. Left leg reaches up and floats. Maybe here the left hand reaches up as well. So breathing. We're going to be making that transition into our standing split. Soften the standing leg, left hand comes down, rotate the hips so that they are facing the ground. Right hand can come behind the shin, left toes reach up, standing split. Very, very strong pose here. I know it takes a lot. Take and just let the left toes tap down, and then we'll just take another lift. Take an inhale, lift the toes back up. Beautiful job. Left foot meets the right. Soften in your forward fold. Let the head, neck, and shoulders go. You can even take some movement of the head here. Take an inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands are going to come to the heart. I'm going to switch back around to the front of my mat. From here, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to your plank. From here, you're lowering down. This time we're staying down. So come all the way down onto the belly. I want you to reach to the left toes, just reaching back, and then just let that left leg lay there. Reach the right toes back and just kind of lengthening. Take the hands by the hips, palms are facing down. We're going to find our locust pose. So take an inhale, lift the head and heart up off of the mat, reach the toes up and away. This is so good for the spine. As you exhale, just soften. Kind of move the hips a little if you need that. We're going to take one more. Take an inhale, rise. Head, feet, everything is reaching away from the center of the body. Beautiful job. Exhale, softens down. So we're going to find Sphinx pose. So the elbows are underneath the shoulders. Palms are facing down. Heart is lifted. I want you to feel as if you are using the hands to pull the body forward, as if kind of pulling yourself along here. But we're not actually going to pull. But what I want you to feel is the opening between the rib cage and the pelvis. So just kind of opening the lower belly, the whole belly. Take one more breath here. Soften a little. So you're still in your Sphinx. We're going to be rolling onto the left side of the body. So from here, be very long. You're held up by your left hand. We're working into Vishnu's couch. So find a nice, balanced, comfortable spot and just work into it as far as feels good. Find the strength and the balance in each section that we go through. So here we're just going to pull that right knee towards the right shoulder. Take a breath here. If you feel pretty strong, reach for the right toes on the inside of that right thigh. Begin to extend that right leg. See if you can find some softness in this balance. Notice the breath. From here, we just slowly release that right knee, let it soften, release the toe. Let the knee fall down in front of the body. Take the left toes of this long leg, lift that knee and kind of just rotate the pelvis a little bit more towards the earth. We're going to take cat pulling its tail. So from here, we can take and bend that left leg. Maybe we reach with the right hand for the left toes. You can even walk it back a little bit if you're not feeling much in the quad. You can lean back into the hand. So you want to feel the stretch in the belly of the muscle, not so much in the joints. Take one more breath in. We'll release that foot. We slowly make our way onto the belly, so rolling onto the other side. So this time we'll be on the right side. I'm going to have to flip over. So get long here. You can use this left hand for balance as you bring that left knee towards the left shoulder. Option to stay here or reach for the toe. Take that extension, slow and steady as you find the muscles that need to be engaged to hold you in this position. Slowly soften that left knee. We'll let that left knee rest out in front of us. Same thing, angle the pelvis a little bit more towards the ground here. This time we'll bend the right knee, reaching for the right foot with that left hand. You can adjust as you need. You can walk that left or the right leg back a little. You can lean back, whatever feels good. Just slowly release that foot. So we'll find our way back onto our belly. I'm going to switch sides here. So here we are on our belly. We're going to find upward dog. So I want you to plant the tops of the feet into the mat. Take an inhale, lift the head and heart. The hands are a little bit further back from the chest. You might need to adjust. Push into the tops of the feet. Lift the thighs and the knees up off of the mat. Take a breath here. Drop the knees. Find your way to your child's pose. You can even rock the hips a little left and right in your child's pose. Upward dog can be a lot in that back. So this is kind of taking it the opposite way. from here, reach the hands as far forward as you can. Take an inhale, round up through your cat. As you exhale, slowly drop the hips. Take an inhale, find that cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, cat. Rounding up. Exhale, drop the hips. Feel the elbows towards the sides of the ribs. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, child's. One last here. Inhale, round up. Exhale, drops the hips. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to child's pose. In this one, I want you to bring your elbows a little further back. Open your knees as wide as you can. Almost to a frog, if that's within your practice. It's not within mine. So I just open them pretty wide. Staying on to the elbows here, but still finding stillness and rest so that you can find a little ease in the pose. So just take it as far as you can still get comfortable. So from here, make enough space, you can bring the knees back in. Hands are going to be forward. We're going to round up through cat, and we're going to make our way into our plank. So just take your time here, tuck the toes, lift into your plank. Take a breath here. We're going to bring the right knee forward to our pigeon pose, but it's just a very little. You don't need to try to square the front of the shin off with the front of the mat. Unless that feels good for you. Kind of play around here in your pigeon. You can kind of take some twists, reach different directions. So just explore your pigeon pose, explore your spine, your hips, see what you're feeling. From here, we're going to plant the hands. We're going to step back into our plank. So tuck that back toe, lift, take the right foot back. Take a moment, ground in, left knee towards that left wrist in your pigeon. Whatever that looks like for you. Drop into that left hip a little, feel around, explore. Don't get too caught up in right or wrong or being rigid. In life, we have to be fluid. From here, we're just going to slowly bring this right foot back up. Find Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. So I'm going to take mine a little bit wide, so it's more of a diamond. Take an inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, just fold in softly. Let everything soften with each exhale. Let's take an inhale, slowly make your way up. From here, we're going to be making our way into meditation. So I'm going to give you just a moment to decide if you want to be lying down in corpse pose. So I'll just go through your options. You can find your corpse pose, lying down, palms up. Take your mixed space under the back by lifting and pulling the shoulder blades in toward the spine. But you've got a more open chest. You can take constructive rest that we started in. Knees up and together, feet wider than hips. Hands can be on the belly or the heart. You may also come up to seated in Sukhasana, which is just our easy cross-leg pose. I'm going to take accomplished pose, Siddhasana, so I'm going to have my soles of my heels more in towards the center than just a simple cross-legged. So, finding your meditative seat, whatever that looks like, just knowing that you want to have a neutral spine so that the spinal cord is all open, all the nerves are able to function. We're going to work the breath just a little, so starting just as we did in the beginning, I want you to notice how you're breathing right now. Let's begin to deepen that. So finding that Ujjayi breath again. Taking big inhales all the way down into the belly, feeling the belly fall towards the spine. Taking a pause even at the top of that inhale. Just enough to find gratitude for the exhale. Slowly let the breath go back to natural. Let everything soften. All the muscles along the spine are soft. The neck, the jaw, release. The shoulders. Feel no tension. The body is soft, heavy. The energy of the body, it just feels like it's flowing into everything around you. There's no boundaries or limits, it's all one. Just breathing here. Just being, listening, feeling. So in your meditation, your thoughts should be like a TV in another room, softly playing. They'll be there. We just can't engage with them and get involved in the story. We're finding a space where we're not emotionally charged. We're just present in this moment. And in this state in the body, we can make our best decisions. We're helping to heal the body. So that feeling of being productive, we can just throw that out the window, because in this calm moment, your body is doing so much repair from all of the hormones that have been just going through it as we increase productivity every day, all the time. So this is your moment to heal, to reset. So having this meditation as a way to start anew. When we're done with our practice this morning, we'll be able to choose how we show up for the rest of the day. We also have a tool that we can come back to throughout the day. So whatever you felt in this moment, maybe take a little smile, find a little gratitude, find some humor in it if it didn't work out the way you thought. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, just sighing it out. So as we close, if you're lying down and you'd like to join me seated, if you would like to continue with your meditation, please feel free to do that. And I'll take our closing. Seated. Hands to the heart. The light within me sees and honors the same divine light within all of you, and the beauty that resides within all of you. Namaste.